what do you do if your insurance claim is denied? Okay, the first thing you need to do before you start trying to fight them on it, you need to figure out exactly why the claim has been denied. And the way to do this is to request a formal denial letter from your insurance company. Now, this is something that they should be sending you anyway, but occasionally you'll see cases where the insurance company will call you and tell you verbally over the phone why the case is denied, or they'll send you a quick email about it. You don't want to accept any of that. You want a formal denial letter that says exactly what facts, what law, what parts of the policy are they relying on to say that you don't have coverage. The reason this is so important is because it's impossible to fight a case if you don't know what the case is about. The last thing you want to do is dive headlong into a fight with your insurance company and have the denial be this moving target where you think you're getting somewhere and suddenly they're saying, oh, actually, we're denying you on something else. That is a headache. What you need to do is have this letter which pins them down in writing on exactly what this case is about, what they say you did wrong or didn't do, or whatever it is that they're saying caused the denial. And now they are married to that position and you know exactly what you are fighting about. So you really want to set the boundaries of your dispute, basically. Once you have that letter, now you're in a position where you can start marshaling your evidence. So you want to look at that letter, say, okay, what are they saying? Why are they denying me? And what can I gather? What can I put forward to poke holes in what they're saying? And that's going to depend entirely on what your case is about. So, for example, if they're saying, we're denying your case because you have a swimming pool and you never told us about it. Well, maybe there's an email to your insurance broker where you're talking about the swimming pool. Maybe there is a form you filled out when you applied for insurance where you check the box saying, yes, we have a swimming pool. Whatever it is, if they're saying, we didn't know about the swimming pool, and you can show, no, actually, I totally did disclose the swimming pool, that's going to be very powerful evidence. Now, there may be other situations where it's a bit more complicated. For example, let's say you had a tree fall on your house, and there's a bunch of damage, and the insurance company is saying, well, yeah, we get it that some of this damage is covered, but we're denying you on all this other stuff because we say that's pre-existing and it was there from before. Well, that's a situation where you might need to get an engineer or a building consultant in there to give you a report and come up with a professional opinion that you can use in the case. So it really does depend on what your case is about. And again, that goes back to why that denial letter is so important, so that you know what it is you are fighting about with your insurance company. Now, once you have all your evidence, you can file an internal appeal with the insurance company. Now, depending on which company you're dealing with, it can sometimes be a very formal appeal process, or sometimes it's just a matter of the insurance company saying, hey, look, if you have any other information, send it to us and we'll take a look and reconsider. Either way, there's always some mechanism with the insurance company to get them to look at it again, and you're going to want to make sure that you do that. Now, to be honest, we almost never see insurance companies reverse their own denial of coverage. It's very rare, but it doesn't cost you anything to do it, and at the very least, you're forcing them to drill further down on exactly why they say your case is denied. Because once you initiate that process, they are required to respond, and again, they're going to have to commit to whatever it is their position is on why you're being denied. So, worst case scenario, it hasn't cost you anything, but you've pinned down the insurance company a little tighter to exactly what they are saying. Now, assuming they haven't overturned your denial, there is an external appeal process that you can use. It's something called the General Insurance Ombudservice. So that's an independent third-party process that you can use. It's free for anybody who wants to challenge a property insurance denial. Again, we very rarely see the General Insurance Ombudservice actually step in and reverse a denial of coverage, but it's a free service. It doesn't cost you anything. You got nothing to lose. You might as well try. Hey, if you're the exception to the rule and your claim is overturned, that's great. If not, you haven't lost anything other than maybe some time. Now, if that fails, now you're at the point where you've got to talk to a lawyer. Now, technically, any lawyer in BC is licensed to represent you in an insurance dispute, but insurance is its own area of law. It can be really complex, and it's going to be really important for you to do your homework and make sure that you find a lawyer who is experienced in this area. And you really don't want to have a lawyer who does some other kind of law, jump in and try to figure this out on the fly. The insurance companies will hire a lawyer who specializes in insurance law. You want to make sure you're not being outgunned. So do your homework, call around, ask questions, make sure this is somebody who knows insurance law inside and out, because that's going to give you the best chance of winning. Now, finally, before I let you go, one thing to remember, in British Columbia, you have 2 years from the date of your loss to file a claim against your insurance company. If you do not file a notice of civil claim by that 2-year mark, your claim is dead on arrival. The courts will not intervene. They'll say, you're out of time. So your claim basically dies at that 2-year mark. So no matter what happens, whether you've got a lawyer or not, make sure you file something before your limitation date, that's 2 years from the date of the loss, to preserve your rights to have the courts intervene on your behalf. Here at Pythe Navis MDP, we're the only firm in British Columbia licensed as both a law firm and a public adjusting company. That means we have the expertise to handle every aspect of your claim. Representing people in disputes against the insurance companies is all we do. If you're having a dispute with your insurance company, or your claim has been denied, or they're underpaying you, whatever it is, give us a call for a free, no obligation consultation.